What is up, people? Hey, this is a new episode of Smoking with Drew the Prophet, and I think this is episode 33. So that's what we're doing right now. I missed the 420. I'm trying to roll a blunt right now, so watching CNN. That's where we left off a few minutes ago in the Wake and Bake. But we're back now. So let's just hang out and enjoy this for a minute. I'm trying to roll this. I'll be right back. Well, I'm going to stay right here.
But. You don't know exactly where they are, what communities they're going into. We haven't seen any of that over here in Southeast DC.
There's a part of this city that, as I said before, may have a cold, but this area has pneumonia. It shouldn't be about one part of the city feeling safe. It should feel like the whole city wants to feel safe.
Washington, D.C. residents there telling their local TV station yesterday they know the National Guard is
You
here
feel
in the
safe
city,
around
but
me.
they're just not seeing them, at least not in the areas they thought that they might go. National Guard troops were spotted near the National Mall last night. That, of course, a well-known tourist location, as well as in the affluent Georgetown neighborhood. One White House official telling CNN there will be, quote, significantly higher National Guard presence on the ground later today. Jonah, you laughed when you saw the Georgetown footage. Why? The terrifying streets of Georgetown.
Yeah, because Georgetown is easily one of the safest neighborhoods in all of Washington, D.C.
It's dangerous to George,
It doesn't have a metro stop. It's hard to get to. The idea that that's where the National Guard is needed to.
Lulu,
I was telling George Green the same truth, the same story.
In your life here in D.C. And again, I think for people who don't live here, yes, they're going to see that footage. They're going to recognize these monuments. And that may be where they visit when they come here. But D.C.'s crime rate is driven in places where you saw those people talking to their local station saying, hey, this is my neighborhood. They're not here. We could use the help here.
Yeah, I mean, there are underserved areas of the city where absolutely, south of the river, Anacostia being one of them, where, you know, it is high crime. There's a lot of gun violence, and those places would need the support.
I don't necessarily need money help. I know I could get.
I will come back to the original
You
idea,
know,
though, that
I need
I'm
supporters.
Sure the National Guard are the right people to
people
lend
I can
out support.
trust.
They don't have the community relationships. You need violence interrupters. You need a whole bunch of stuff. You know,
send
I live in a
reliable
neighborhood
people
that is a
to
good barometer. During the pandemic, it
do
was
security or
wild.
something. I don't know.
It was really, really wild. There was lots of crime, carjackings. It was scary. You know, my daughter was at a park. There was a shooting. All the kids had to hit the deck. I mean,
Holly didn't want to give back to her
I'm
neighborhood.
familiar with the crime situation here.
I was the only one that was thinking about giving back to Canal Winchester.
And I will also say that when you talk to people, they do want help with crime. They do want their government to feel like they care about them. The question is how you do it and why you do it.
They're saying I can't talk.
Speaking of how and what may happen here in the District of Columbia under this takeover of the police force by the president, we heard from
people might be outside listening
earlier
or looking
today.
for me.
He gave an interview talking about the DC's status as a sanctuary city and whether that is going to continue.
I'm just going. I'm rolling this. I'm rolling up this blunt and I'm going to smoke with everybody.
That's what he said.
I think DC under federal control can be sanctuary city. We're working with the police hand in hand, and we encounter a criminal illegal alien that we turned over to us, and that's where it should be. I mean, I'm not saying every illegal alien in DC is a criminal. These are people who don't focus on it. Illegal alien criminal safety threat in DC is not going to be protected. There's no sanctuary for these people.
It was dangerous up here.
So, Hossam, what do you hear when you hear him say that? What do you think that actually means when the rubber hits the road?
So, I do think that people are already seeing what's happening all across the country with ICE raids, and I think that this scares people. It scares people that, in addition to the National Guard, what does this mean for undocumented families? We have seen all across this country, and especially as we're entering back to school season, an uptick in students and parents who are terrified to go to school and terrified of the racial profiling and potentially being stopped. I will say, I have family coming next weekend. They asked me, do we need to bring our passports? Is it possible that we might get stopped? And so there's a real fear in the Latino community, whether or not you have family that is undocumented or not, about potentially.
They're acting like they like interracial relationships right now.
And I think this feeling is real, and it's everywhere. And I think that with the National Guard being here in Washington, D.C.,
saying you'll probably be all right if they're acting like they like interracial relationships.
Where are these families going to go? where if they're going to hide in the shadows. I'm worried that
actually
children
extra
are going
open
to school,
right now.
which they have every right to if you're an undocumented immigrant. And to me, this just sounds that they're also going to be doing immigration enforcement while they're on the street.
They did.
But wait,
They did.
in jurisdictions, and Democrats actually have an opportunity they're missing here because they can't stand Donald Trump and they don't want to give him credit for anything.
Not playing.
They need to get right on crime. And they need to get better
my
at
world.
immigration. That's the key for them to win
They thought they
elections
had
in the next
friends
two
with each
cycles.
other.
It's two issues that have probably hurt them more than any other, the last 3 or 4 elections. DC's a unique situation.
Told my friend to your
Donald
friends.
Trump does have a right to help out
Told
here
my
and make
friends that
DC
have more
safer.
friends than Andy.
This would be a pretty good laboratory.
Andy's
for
too
them
real
to
for his
try out
friends.
More moderation and say, hey, look, we don't love Donald Trump, but maybe he can make the DC city safer, and maybe the sanctuary city policy is a bad idea. Let's give it a shot.
Well, I agree with you on that. I agree with you in the sense that Democrats need to get immigration right, and Democrats need to be better on the crime stuff. And I do think that Democrats should be saying no violent crime is good. And when it comes to immigration, I do think they should say we all want violent criminals deported. It is where when you are deporting families and people who are here that are not committing crimes, that the vast majority of the American people don't agree with
Just
Trump.
smoke weed and
I
work.
think that's what Democrats should be leaning in.
I also think there's a bigger picture thing, which is that the Democratic Party is fundamentally, demographically and every other way, the party of urban liberalism. And the whole point of being the party of urban liberalism is to be able to run cities well. If you can't run cities well, then why do you even exist? And the problem is that for people for a long time now, Democrats have said we want to do all these transformative things with cities without doing the basic things that cities are supposed to be good at: fighting crime, providing travel, and all that kind of stuff, and words that kind of get out of my mouth for some reason. And that's a huge problem for Democrats. Is if they can't figure out how to do urban liberalism, what are they here for?
That's interesting. All right, coming up next here, Donald Trump, back to his TV roots, if he ever really left them, announcing a high-profile hosting gig set for later this year. But first, the new expectations for this week's high-stakes presidential summit. What could happen? It's over.
If the first one goes okay, we'll have a quick second one. I would like to do it almost immediately, and we'll have a quick second meeting between President Putin and President Zelensky and myself if they'd like to have me there.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet George.
John became the biggest celebrity in America when he was conceived.
It was a pressure. You're a Kennedy.
John was more of a free spirit. He was the #1 pinup in the world.
Turn this up. She made John more attractive, and John made her more attractive.
They wanted quotes, they wanted scandal.
It's very good to be the son of a legend.
It's complicated.
American Prince, JFK Jr., Saturday at 9 on CNN.
Harbor Freight tools keep getting better with time. Better performance, better durability, better value. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Get ready. Unbeatable deals are coming soon at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale.
Sportage X-Pro, now with all-wheel drive terrain mode. Kia, movement that inspires.
The grind catches up with everyone, even me. That's why I trust Cunol Ultra High Absorption Turmeric to support my joint health. It's the #1 doctor-recommended form of turmeric. It helps you keep doing the things you love at every age. Cunol, the brand I trust.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein. Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein, 30 grams protein, 1 gram sugar, and a protein blend to feed muscles up to 7 hours.
With Drive Time, you can get approved fast right on your phone with no credit hit. I just named affordable car. We've got thousands of cars under 15 grand. You can customize your terms on any of them.
I can change my down payment? This feels good.
This is a commercial. Go get your real deal at drivetime.com.
Memory and thinking issues keep piling up? It may seem like normal aging, but could be due to a buildup of amyloid plaques in the brain. The sooner you talk to your doctor, the more options you may have. Learn more at amyloid.com.
We're putting our new BioFreeze UltraFlex lidocaine to the test.
It has superior adhesion and 4-way flexibility to move with your body for up to 8 hours. The BioFreeze UltraFlex
Limo at your service. Here to help you save hundreds by customizing your car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Probably should have gone the other way. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty.
You make good choices. They've shaped your journey to leave all that your life built rock solid for generations. With ambition like that, you need someone who elevates advice to a craft. At UBS, we match your vision with insight and expertise to shape a unique outcome for you. Advice is our craft.
This is a paid advertising for legal services.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or been diagnosed with another asbestos-related cancer, call now. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be able to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Thousands of hard-working men and women have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers put profits ahead of safety. Manufacturers knew the risks of asbestos exposure for years, but knowingly manufactured and sold deadly asbestos-containing materials, putting millions of American workers at risk. These manufacturers tried to avoid compensating their victims, but the courts have ordered them to set aside an estimated $30 billion in trust money for the victims of asbestos. Call now to see if you are entitled to a portion of the $30 billion. You could receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or going to court.
Call 1-800-712-3800 now for your free legal consultation. Again, that's 1-800-712-3800.
This is CNN.
That's what I do. I make deals. There'll be some swapping. There'll be some changes in land.
This bilateral meeting is a bilateral meeting between one party in this two-party war, right? You need both countries to agree to a deal. This is a listening exercise for the president.
The first meeting will not work that out. But certain great things can be gained in the first. It's going to be a very important meeting. But it's setting the table for the second meeting.
The White House has expectations for President Trump's Friday summit with Vladimir Putin evolving over the week from this is an opportunity to make a deal to this is more just a moment to feel out Putin. And the president, speaking today with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders to communicate their wishes ahead of Trump's sit-down with Putin in Alaska. Zelensky emerging from that virtual call with this message.
Everything about Ukraine will be discussed with Ukraine. We have to get prepared for a three-sided format of the conversation. There should be a ceasefire first, then real security guarantees. And by the way, President Trump expressed his support for that.
And joining us now is Admiral James Stavridis, the former Supreme Allied Commander of NATO. Admiral, I'm always grateful to have you. Thank you so much for being here. I want to start right there with what Zelensky said about Trump supporting, according to Zelensky, security guarantees. We have not heard President Trump talk about that extensively in public ahead of this summit with Vladimir Putin. What do you make of that discrepancy?
Well, I certainly hope that President Zelensky is correctly conveying what President Trump told him, because if so, that's extremely encouraging.
Waste anyone's time.
What would these security guarantees?
I wouldn't even fucking. I have no real desire to talk to these people other than to ask for their permission to be a world leader.
These security guarantees could be a guarantee of continuous flow of significant offensive weapons, a guarantee from the West of cyber protection, more intelligence, and above all, security guarantee could mean the use of
I'd rather just be an earthling.
Pressure on Putin and his economy. So let's hope President Trump goes into the meeting in a stern frame of mind. I've also seen quotes from the president in the last few hours saying there'll be serious consequences if Putin does not get to a deal, get to a ceasefire. So far, in the run-up to this meeting, I'm hearing the right things, at least at this moment.
And what do you make, sir, of how Putin has managed to use past meetings like this in terms of whether or not the resolve that you know that the president seems to be showing here ahead of this can hold in the face of personal interaction with Putin?
That's the worry, of course, Casey, and we all think back.
We don't have to smoke weed if the smell offends you.
That really unsettling press conference in Helsinki where President Trump seemed to defer to Putin above the analysis.
We don't have to meet in person.
I truly hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it will. I think the President Trump who's going to show up is the President Trump who.
We can. I don't care. I'm not wasting any. Like I said, it won't be a waste of time. It'll be a waste of time listening to Kylie. Never had anything to say really. I'm just a prophet of common sense, basic instructions before leaving Earth.
And I'll finish with an old
just common. It's nothing that you really probably couldn't come up with yourself.
With a bayonet, if you encounter mush, keep going. If you encounter steel, withdraw. I think President Trump has a lot of cards to play here that ought to turn one to a.
I don't know if we lost that. How do we lose sensibility?
Really interesting way to think about it. Admiral, from a historical perspective, we've seen some commentators in the New York Times, for example, liken this.
I think I'm being irrational though at $4.7 trillion.
At Yalta.
I think I'm the one being irrational. We're being irrational.
Other states echo the Yalta Summit in 1945. The map of Europe
That's what it says.
was redrawn in Yalta without input from the affected countries. Ukraine and Europe.
You think I'm bullshitting that this moment, this is a priceless moment? It's really 1.7 plus 3 trillion put together. This bet plus the last bet put together.
You can go back to World War I. At the end of World War I, you saw the map being redrawn.
It's really more than that. 23 trillion.
President Wilson of the United
230 trillion dollars. It's priceless.
It didn't turn out well, and you end up with the.
I like white women. It's just what I like. I like women of all races.
I think the approach here, Casey, is
specifically white women.
Is fine in my view.
I wouldn't kill anyone for love.
That we are effectively summoning Vladimir Putin to the United States. Good first meeting, bilateral. The next meeting.
I'd leave somebody before that. Send them home. Send them packing.
I think the next meeting ought to include the U.S., Ukraine, Russia, and the European Union. They're a significant part of how this is going to unfold. So I'd like to see the president try and expand the format to include the Europeans. He's certainly taking input from them right now, having them at the table.
I want to be a world explorer, so I mean.
So just to
come along with us, not sexual explorer.
How do you think Zelensky would see that? Do you think he would prefer to have Europeans at the table, or would he like to have a chance with just Putin and Trump?
The world leaders can come with me and show me
I can't read his mind, but if I were advising him, I'd say President Zelensky, the Europeans have been very strong supporters. They appear.
I don't know how many valuable questions I'll have for him, but
for example,
I think it's something.
Ursula von der Leyen, very confident.
I skim when I'm reading and like say something that's catch something that's shocking, ask a question about something that's shocking. I skim when I'm listening.
Tough-eyed negotiator herself. I'd love to see her there. The Ukrainians ought to push for that. Putin will undoubtedly push back on that. So the best we could possibly get to is the trilateral. But yes, Ukraine has to be at the table eventually, and that's what I just heard President Trump say as well.
Really interesting. All right, Admiral James Stavridis, so grateful to have you on the
show. Not that I don't take everyone seriously.
Thanks,
I'm not a meth head.
All right, coming up
smoked
next year,
one time, single hit at a re-up.
Not over legislation,
didn't smoke because I wanted to.
On the list of Kennedy Center honorees in an effort to root out.
James, I'm not going to fucking. What's that? I'm not going. The fuck? That's why they call me James. That's the only time that I smoked. I'm not going. I don't care about meth heads, what they do. Drug users. I know it's fucking snitch.
Which helps me be. This me.
They asked me to snitch. I'm autistic.
This me.
I'm just open. I don't care. I was trying to save my friends. My friends can't get in trouble.
I have to be my best at this.
James is just another drug dealer. He's not doing anything that big.
Natural Sleep and Restore for your ultimate restorative sleep.
We're putting our new BioFreeze Ultraflex Lidocaine pain relief patch.
I don't need doing that anymore. I haven't talked to him in years. I don't even know what James is doing. I don't care what James is doing. They're talking about James. That's what I'm saying. Why don't you talk about? Why don't you talk about James?
We took them to court and won. When they limited access to essential health care,
I asked the chief to talk to Putin.
And now they're determined to reverse.
I'm not wasting anyone's time. I shot a cornfield. I didn't shoot a cornfield. It doesn't make me not fucking certified. Or, you know, I didn't lose my credit.
In the courts.
What's going on? And that's what they always preach towards. It's all about credit and
when you're surrounded by
wholeness.
You can't just sit back.
I've been whole the whole time.
You get up and fight. And all of us at the ACLU are fighting for you.
Right now, the ACLU's work is more important than ever. So please, call or go online to myaclu.org today. All it takes is just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, to become a guardian of liberty and help defend our freedoms.
And the Statue of Liberty, modeled after Babylon the Great.
Protest, dissent, LGBTQ rights, and abortion rights are under attack. The ACLU is fighting in the courts and advocating in all
the mother of all
prostitution
and all crimes.
Exercise our rights. But we need your support now. So please, call the ACLU.
Rides a three-headed dog.
ACLU.org and join us
in
for
the
just
Bible.
$19 a month.
Book of
And when you
Revelation.
use your credit card, you'll receive this special We the People t-shirt and more.
Right around Jesus ends up being the beast when he doesn't want to cut off his dick and go along with society.
The ACLU is one of the most powerful things you can do to fight for justice.
Together, we are a force to be reckoned with. So please,
racism is the original sin.
Or go online to myaclu.org. They've got to get past us, all of us.
Our brains are incredible, but memory can get complicated. That's why we created new Nariva Memory 3D. It supports your short-term, long-term,
towards interracial relationships and leaving Earth.
An elephant never forgets. Remember Nariva.
Dad is a legend. Who can we thank for that? There were generations of dads who passed down their legacies. Discover who they were and how they led to you with an Ancestry Family History membership.
My dad raised me just as much as my mom.
Those stories came
my mom raised me
with
more,
an Ancestry DNA kit.
My dad was there.
Put them together, and there you are.
He was a knock away, a door away.
Get started today at Ancestry. Dry eyes still feel gritty, rough, or tired? With MyBo, eyes can feel. MyBo is the only prescription dry eye drop that forms a protective layer for the #1 cause of dry eye.
I'd see him at dinner.
Too much tear evaporation. For relief, that's
We just didn't talk.
Remove contact lenses before using MyBo.
I was mainly scared of my dad.
Before putting them back in. Eye redness and blurred vision may occur. Ask your eye doctor about prescription MyBo.
Closed captioning brought to you by mesobook.com.
If you or a loved one have mesothelioma, we'll send you a free book to answer questions you may have. Call now and we'll come to you. 800-821-4000.
Since 1978, the Kennedy Center Honors have been among the most prestigious awards in the performing arts. I wanted one, I was never able to get one. This year, it's true. I would have taken it if they would have called me. I waited and waited and waited, and I said, the hell with it, I'll become chairman. I'll give him an honor. Maybe I'm going to honor, next year we'll honor Trump.
I didn't do that.
Earlier today,
God honored me.
This year's nominees for the prestigious Kennedy Center.
God, godly gift, and the humans took it.
United States, also now the chairman of the Kennedy Center, will host the event. His first time attending the ceremony as president after he skipped it all 4 years of his first term. This time, he was heavily involved in picking the awardees.
I would say
the older things took it.
98% involved. No, they all went through me. They came over, Rick, Sergio, and everybody. They said, I turned down plenty. They were too woke. I had a couple of wokesters. No, we have great people. This is very different than it used to be.
Wokesters, that's his word. So, this year's honorees are the country music singer George Strait, the actor and singer Michael Crawford, actor Philly legend Sylvester Stallone, the disco icon Gloria Gaynor, and the rock band Kiss. Our panel is back. Jonah Danabash is particularly excited about Kiss. I think this is very much in her 80s era. She asked me if I knew who Kiss was. I thought that was a little bit unfair. But what do you think of how the president has handled this? I mean, it's clearly he's got it's personal to him.
Yeah, well, remember, Trump was saying
it's fucking
really wanted to be like
disgusting. She wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to clean her up, and they made her look dirty, dirtier.
Cares about the stagecraft of these things, so it doesn't surprise me.
I paid $20 for that.
I'm fascinated.
I was using needle drugs.
Honorees are fine, whatever.
You know, she's fucking showing everybody it.
Him hosting it, I think is going to be really. It's going to put
it's not as valuable as I thought it was.
In the hospital, just the idea of like having him hit his cues and be short and pithy and that kind of thing. It's going to be interesting.
Let's watch Trump talking a little bit more about the role he'll apparently have hosting this show, because it is a TV show. Let's watch.
At the 2025 Kennedy Center Honors, it's going to be a big evening. I've been asked to host. I said, I'm the President of the United States. Are you fools asking me to do that? Sir, you'll get much higher ratings. I said, I don't care. I'm President of the United States. I won't do it. They said, please. And then Susie Wells.
Some sweaty hooker. I don't know why we wasted our time on that. I seen that and I'm like, what's going fucking up against?
So I think we'll do very well.
That's the contender.
This is a good idea.
It shouldn't even be about looks at that point.
Kennedy Center, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion. With
she told me she was prettiest.
Kennedy Center right now, but Donald Trump could open up an entire new audience for the Kennedy Center, which relies on private funding, donations.
You let me really believe that she was a gift from God.
An entire new audience for the Kennedy Center. And by the way, I'm going to put in a plug George Strait's Amarillo by Morning.
She's not ugly. She has pretty eyes. But I mean, she has blonde hair, white skin. But it's just disproportionate. It's like.
The other thing I'll say about this is normally this show is broadcast on PBS, which was of course defunded. So I think that'll be interesting to see.
Interesting that he'll want to take the ratings up, I guess.
Fox Nation will pick it up.
So
she doesn't. She's got a bigger head.
It's not exactly the same, but definitely related. The president has clearly shown an interest in taking some narrative control of, in the case of the Kennedy Center, the arts. And he's also doing it in some of our museums.
I honestly expected her head to be smaller.
And the White House wrote this letter on August 12th, so yesterday, to the Smithsonian. And of course, we should note, we can put up the museums that are going to be reviewed in phase one of this apparent White House review. It's some of the Smithsonian's: National Museum of American History, Natural History, African American History and Culture, the American Indian, the National Air and Space Museum, the American Art Museum, the National Portrait Gallery, Hirshhorn Museum, and Sculpture Garden. And they wrote in this letter, quote, within 120 days, museums should begin implementing content corrections when necessary, replacing divisive or ideologically driven language with unifying, historically accurate, and constructive descriptions across placards, wall didactic digital displays, and other public-facing materials. The Smithsonian wrote
I'm not trying to like be I'm not trying to like be mean, but like I'm just highly disappointed that she's naked on OnlyFans.
Well,
and that's real. I was hoping it was playing.
Our museums should not have politics involved in them. I mean, I think that what's happening.
I'm gonna take a hooker and think that's important for her to be doing that.
And frankly,
she does best.
Reaching out to me and saying, does this mean we're not going to have?
And Frankie just wants to help everybody.
They're trying to build a Latino museum. What does this mean for that? I mean, all of these things have great history in them, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that is part of visiting the museum.
I'm sick. I'd never think of fucking throwing my anyone on my family for money.
Something in an exhibit,
a money tool.
Doesn't necessarily mean we should take it out. What happens if the next president comes in and decides They want to do an audit of the Smithsonian again, and they want to take out things that might not be beneficial to their party.
I'm not even thinking about these people. Like, I don't want to think about Taylor Swift.
The way that
That's
we
annoying.
consume it, the way that
They
exhibitions
say
are put
Taylor Swift to
together,
annoy me, just like they could say James. He's
emphasize
nobody.
look at
I
what's
mean, he's
on
a
the White
friend.
House,
He was
the way Obama
sort
was
of.
putting
He
up,
used to pick on me in school.
Lincoln.
He's a nobody.
There are always
And he's in a special ed class picking on me. I was in
and
college
I
prep
would
classes.
say that
I mean, I failed my college prep
it is
class, but I
dangerous,
had to
absolutely.
redo it in the summer. Did it
To say that
faster,
there is no
but
politics in art, I think is not true.
I agree with Lulu.
on a packet, send home pack. They had a summer school option where you could complete a packet in English, and I got like a B on it.
It's going to be the case with who writes a museum plaque.
But it was a thick book.
Being introduced. I think this is just different politics.
I still don't think you should politicize the
10th grade the college prep class. I wasn't bad at homework. I'm not bad at homework, but fucking bad at turning it
He
in.
was the president of the United States, and the president shouldn't go in and just pick his friends to come and perform and
I wasn't
potentially give
stupid.
awards to.
I mean, I could do the homework easily. It's just turn fucking remember to bring it back, bring it to school, or turn it
It's
in,
a
or.
politically appointed body.
Do you see, Brad, a difference between, because I actually I'm more with you in terms of the way art, and certainly our history, right? The choices we make, it's not new, right? That we are having political
Organization, really.
to characterize historical events. One recent example here was the placement of the Enola Gay.
I work better just organized.
How we were going to characterize.
I'd have a messy desk, but know where everything's at.
Do you think there's a difference between that and, for example, wanting to write that Donald Trump was not on the list of impeached presidents in the Smithsonian? Like, do you see a difference between those two?
Well, he was impeached. He should be on the list of impeachment, but his proper historical placard would talk about the politics involved in that. Was it a political?
Well, yeah, I am OCD,
The other
so I don't know how my desk will look.
too. The Smithsonian eventually decided to pull what was a temporary
Probably looking it'd be like
I'd say
scales or something.
I hope it'll say the
Like
context that
from high to low to high or something.
Yeah, I think all like definition
Or waves.
It's a constitutional thing.
I line shit up weird. I go OCD with it. I'm like, but it doesn't stay like that. When I reorganize it, does though. I go crazy on cleaning
Swung too far to the left and also
or organizing. That's why I said I'd be good at interior design, but
beneficial narrative to Trump.
that was a high school idea.
At the same time, it seems like
Designing people's houses or whatever.
Depoliticize things by actually just politicizing.
I thought that would be cool. Like not, people think that's like a girly field, but I thought that'd be fun.
Fascinating conversation. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Watch The Lead, next on CNN.
This is Mia. She dreams of taking her boutiques
So I guess like the whole building a house and selling it.
She needs fast funding
Every part
to
of
keep
it.
making waves. That's why Mia has U.S. Bank Business Essentials, a combination of checking and card payment processing, giving her access to funds typically in 24 hours. Because we love watching her make a splash. That's the power of Mia, and this is the power of us.
On Medicare, living with diabetes, Progress is having your coffee like you like it. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor is covered by Medicare for more people managing diabetes with insulin. This is Progress. Ask your doctor today.
It's been 34 minutes, people.
New projects means new project
Since I did a wake and bake today, I
Indeed you do. When
need
your
to change the
sponsors
title
don't
to
it's
a wake
easier
and
for
bake.
talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
'Tis my sleeping beauty. I shall wake her from this cursed spell.
Excuse me.
My love.
Yeah, I'm good.
Purple.
I really don't talk this much.
Better sleep.
I try to lie that I stink.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
I don't shampoo my hair daily. I take showers daily. I don't wear a shower cap.
We're putting our new BioFreeze Ultra Flex Lidocaine Pain Relief Patch to the test.
Oh, man.
It has superior adhesion and 4-way flexibility to move with your body
up to 8 hours. BioFreeze Ultra Flex, built to flex.
Fisher is at St. Jude because he was diagnosed with stage 3 medulloblastoma. St. Jude is what has given us hope as a family.
Great job.
Our brains are incredible, but memory can get complicated. That's why we created new
That's why I go at dog.
It supports your short-term, long-term, and working memory. Take it from me. An elephant never forgets. Remember Nariva.
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Katie Manson. It's 15. Aren't you going to play with it?
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. Here, take mine. We are farmers.
Brandon Coley, Jablonski Auto Body, LLC.
What'd she call her? Oh, yeah, she sold the Twins naming rights.
You know, like stadiums do. Very lucrative.
Oasis Breeze Cannon Spa.
The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or been diagnosed with another asbestos-related cancer, call now. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be able to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Thousands of hard-working men and women have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers put profits ahead of safety. Manufacturers knew the risks of asbestos exposure for years, but knowingly manufactured and sold deadly asbestos-containing materials.
You can see my aura.
American workers at risk. These manufacturers
like right
tried
here.
to avoid compensating their victims, but the courts have ordered them to set aside an estimated $30 billion in trust money for the victims of asbestos. Call now to see if you are entitled to a portion of the $30 billion. You could receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or going to court.
Call 1-800-712-3800 now for your free legal consultation. Again, that's 1-800-712-3800.
Have I got news for you? Is that predictions or how do you think it'll go? I say laughs. Yes.
I predict debate.
Yes. Headlines.
Yes.
Information.
Yes.
Camaraderie.
Yes.
Corporate downsizing.
Roy.
You're safe.
What? Did you hear something?
The D.
I was hired based on my merit.
I promised you,
Headline got
I'm a cool guy.
Return September 6th on CNN.
I got the truth. That's the true story that I'm telling you.
All right, thanks to you all for joining us today. Really appreciate all of your time. Thanks to you at home for watching as well. And don't forget, if you miss any of today's show, any of our shows, you can always catch up by listening to the Arenas podcast. You can just go ahead and scan the QR code below. Follow along wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on X and Instagram. We are at Arena CNN. Jake Tepper is standing by for the lead. And Jake, I understand you are about to head to Alaska. Of course, President Trump's summit with Vladimir Putin set for Friday. Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Ready.
It's a big flight and a huge newsworthy moment, and excited and honored to be anchoring it for CNN. I'll be in Anchorage. Anderson will be in D.C. Thanks, Casey. We'll see you back in the arena tomorrow.
Thanks, Jake. Have a great show.
Trump warns Russia will face severe consequences if Putin does not end his war against Ukraine. The lead starts right now.
Hey, people.
Just days before he's face to face with Vladimir Putin.
It's been 40 minutes, so, and I just did a 3-hour show, so I'm about to get off here. But I do a daily show, 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know how long I want to, how mmany more episodes I want to do, but
the Russian dictator. Plus,
right now,
with a surprise announcement about the
I'm getting off of here. Eastern Standard